Namaste, angels. This is going to be a client reading for a gentleman, masculine, for whom I've read before. He's a fellow Gemini to me. I believe he's also a fellow Leo to me. I think he's also a Leo rising like myself, if I remember correctly. I know he had some fire in his chart. We've discussed his chart, as we've discussed mine, not just him in casual conversation, because we both are Gemini sun, although he's the second deacon and I'm the third. Oh, no, wait a minute, no. I was thinking of, I had my ex-husband's birthday in my head, which is the 10th. He's the second deacon because the third starts on the 11th, or some people say the 12th. But the gentleman for whom I'm reading was born on Flag Day, the 14th. So that just came out of nowhere with the second deacon. Yeah, so we're the same one. He's younger than me, though. that part is correct. He's younger. I think it's like 10 years. I don't really remember. In any case, I'm starting with his energy, or our energy. Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. Oh, I need to. So I have one of these hospital bracelets, and part of it is because of, well, at this point, most of it is just because I've been too lazy to get up and look for a scissor. But also, to put my jewelry back on, I need my daughter, because my nails are too long, to put I had to go to the hospital and take some tests or whatever, because I have 9/11 related GERD, and so the doctor at the 9/11 clinic sent me to take these tests, and I had to be put to sleep and whatever. So anyway, I checked in and I did that, and I was there. I was in the hospital. And I came out of the hospital, obviously. I'm home doing the reading and wanting to catch up, and didn't even ask my daughter before she left to please help me with my jewelry. I guess it wasn't the most important thing on my mind, or hers. So, no biggie. But consequently, I haven't even gone to take my jewelry out of the bag that's in my purse yet. And I haven't taken off the bracelet, so my apologies. I have noticed that and been like, what the hell is going on there? Okay, so I just wanted to explain. However, I do have on one bracelet because this is weird, because it's connected to your reading, or the timing of your reading. I had sat down to do this, and I didn't even think about these, let me get up and look for something to cut these off with before I start. I didn't even think about this arm, but I looked down at this one, and it was like, oh, go get that black stone bracelet. And so I went to where I have all my jewelry and stuff and pulled this one. I'm not even sure that this is the one that my subconscious was telling me to grab. I didn't even remember all these like rainbow stones, and I was like, oh, okay, well, and I just put it on. So this is the one piece of jewelry I have on, and other than the 1, 2, 3 anklets I have on my left leg that are stone anklets, because I had metal on my right leg. I had to take off all my gold and all my silver. So, anyway. Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, which does represent the sign of Gemini, and in this deck in particular, the energy of love. And I say this deck in particular because in others, especially the Rider-Waite, right? The Lovers can mean a decision that has to be made, and the love comes into play with the fact that the decision is typically something your heart versus your head. That can involve a relationship, but not always. But in this deck, the card says, true and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. So like the decision part is secondary in this deck. Now up into the 9 of Autumn. This may be representative of the fact that he is single and doing just fine on his own, and healthy, wealthy, and well on his own. 9 of Autumn. Your success has brought you financial security and the reward of much deserved time off to enjoy your own company. You may suddenly have a brilliant idea for a business or self-employment opportunity that will be very successful. I actually felt that for him. He was telling me that he was out of work, and I don't know the reason for him being out of work at the moment. One of the things we are going to look at is, the Angels of Abundance cards for guidance in that area specifically. But, I just felt that he was out of work because he needed to be doing something else, something more of his own design. And I don't even think I mentioned that to him. But so this makes a lot of sense to me already. Also, as I was shuffling, I had opened right to the King of Swords, or Winter or Air, whatever it's called in this deck. And so that's, of course, his energy. I saw a lot of air, including the Lovers, with which we started. But then I started seeing a lot of earth, and I was like, I think he's a Leo, though. I mean, he may have some earth, too. I don't know if he's a Leo rising like me, or if he's a Leo moon, and maybe he's an earth moon or earth rising, maybe. I'm not sure. But I did see a lot of that, too. In any case, opening to Major Arcana card 16, Life Experience, which is the Tower. And this can be about getting knocked off your feet, opposite love in that area, and specifically when you least expect it, here comes some, lovely woman entering your life to change that single energy up. Important changes are coming to your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions that you know are right for you. And that's basically what this says too. It's like when you're making decisions, do it with caring actions and thoughts and with your heart. That includes like toward yourself. Tower. And the Nine of Summer. We've got 2 Major Arcana cards so far and 2 nines so far. Now's the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. The Nine of Summer is, I say it's like a big resounding yes from the Minor Arcana. It is also a message that your dreams are, coming true, about to come true. Prayers are being answered, wishes being granted. That on which you have been meditating and what you've been trying to manifest through focused intention is being drawn toward you. Tower. And it's another 9. All of these 9s definitely represent an ending of a cycle. So we're about to start fresh. And I would say in all of these areas that we've seen thus far with these 9s. This is the 9 of Winter. This one, it says that, look, don't want to disregard your feelings, but a lot of what they are, as far as fear and worry and maybe even an inability to sleep at night because you just feel so overwhelmed, is unwarranted. It is you doing that to yourself. Your worries and fears aren't real. They're fueled by focusing on the negative, which gives power to that of which you're afraid. Stop worrying, let go of fear, and everything will be okay. Now here's the tough part about being a Gemini, though. You might not even realize that that's happening, although Gemini, Mercury, rules actually the nervous system. So we tend to be people who are naturally anxious. Yes, people know us for being speedy and running around, like we're on drugs. So that's part of the nervous system thing. But it also affects us in other ways where we might not even realize how internally upset we are about a subject and how it may be affecting us. Speaking of me being, maybe that's why I'm meant to have these on still. When I was in the hospital, I'm not on blood pressure medication. I've never been on blood pressure medication. My blood pressure was so high, and it did not go down. They're like, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "I feel okay." I didn't even realize I was nervous, but my body is saying, "You're a wreck. You're a wreck right now." So we want to be conscious of when we do have the opportunity, when we do have the thoughts, when we feel them, coming in, that we acknowledge them, and so that we can also intentionally and consciously release them. Because one thing about thoughts is that they truly do become, or they truly are, or are representative of our reality. And so you can end up manifesting negativity just as easily as you can manifest positivity. That is going to include not becoming nervous because, you know, of the fact that maybe patience is required in an area. Three of Spring Wands is all about your abundance being on its way, but it's like you can see it on the horizon, the ship coming in, you can see the ship off in the distance, and it's on its way towards you, but it's going to be, you know, another little while. It's going to be another little while, and that may require some patience. And sometimes it's that patience that's required that can cause us to become emotionally and energetically upset. So we want to be mindful of that. Three of Wands. Stop to take time to review and to make long-term plans capitalizing upon your past successes. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all of your accomplishments, but you may also need practice for the next phase. Practice. Maybe you do need practice. Patience is the word I was trying to say, though, and read for the next phase to play out. Maybe you do need practice. Maybe it involves something that you have that has to become ritualistic or systematic, habitual to you. And may have involve a job, maybe a self-employment opportunity, something requiring, again, practice, ritual, a system. That can be many things. That can be like music. It can be, you know, something like this, spiritual business or something. So many things require practice and regular work until they just become second nature. So something like that is what I'm feeling. Three of Spring. And it is Major Arcana card Balance, card number 14, which is actually Temperance in the traditional tarot. By merging varying points of view, you can now generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. Maybe you're meant to come together with another or with a group of others to form some sort of something. Could be a spiritual practice, again, could be a music group. You know, maybe you're getting into both, right? Maybe a combination of both, maybe some sort of like drumming or something. And there's going to be others involved. I don't know. These are just things that are coming now that may mean something to you. But Temperance is about restoration, recovery. I say being made whole again. And it is about compromise and collaboration, and where there's been maybe disagreement or discord because we don't share exactly the same ideologies or, you know, see eye to eye on everything. We can figure out a way to come together despite that. Three of Spring. Three is also about abundance and creativity in general. Also, this is a 3 universal year. 2019 equals 3. That means this year is meant for manifestation, for fertile ideas, for creativity, for co-creation, collaborating with others. This year is intended for that. So if you've been nudged to do something like that, you've been feeling guided toward that type of vibe, that type of path for yourself, I say follow. And now, speaking of all that earth energy that I saw, and did I mention especially the Princess of Autumn? This popped up a few times. I'm like, is he part Virgo? I don't know. Or maybe a Virgo is somebody who is or will be significant in your life. Well, this could just be connected to Mercury, I guess. Mercury, ruler of Gemini, is also ruler of Virgo. and it doesn't have to be Virgo. It's just the princess or page of Autumn or Pentacles for me is most representative of Virgo, because Virgo is a mutable sign of the earth element. And so the pages tend to represent the mutable sign for me, the more youthful and, energetic, and even people that look young, and, if they're not actually young, they're youthful. They look young, they look good. So Virgo, but of course Taurus, Capricorn, or anyone likened to the traits or attributes of the earth element, grounded, generous, practical, could be represented by this card, whether they're an earth sign or not. A wonderful opportunity related to work or education, such as a promotion or a scholarship, is coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something exciting and to start a more rewarding and uplifting career. So maybe that's what the practice is. Studying. You may get an opportunity to go to school or to take some sort of class, certification in something that you have to habitually practice at, study, be tested at, be certified in, confirmed in, verified in, receive a degree, diploma, something. Princess upon him. The overall energy is Major Arcana card 1, the Magician, which represents the sign of Gemini and the planet Mercury yet again. There's magic in the air. You can manifest everything you need to be successful. So I think we haven't even really started much, but we've already gotten confirmation that this is your time of manifestation. And you should use it strategically and wisely, and be aware of the potential for negative thoughts to come in and creep in and block a blessing, so that doesn't happen. So that we keep those out, and all that you manifest is exactly as you wished it to be. So because I started with the Lovers, I was just feeling just now as I was doing this that I'm going to start with a spread. I understand that you're single, but I'm going to start with a spread connecting to the higher self of an incoming potential mate. I mean, I was going to say mate, but everything is up to free will too. So I'll say potential mate. And their higher self connecting with you. Now that's what I'm going to do the spread on. So this first card will be representative of you. And then them in relation to you, maybe specifically surrounding the energy of this card. Maybe give us some insight into what type of person they are, maybe what sign they are, all of that. Excuse me. This person's current, like feeling, sentiments about themselves, where they are. And a union between the two of you. Overall, what their higher self would have you to be working on to do in order for this thing to come together, what they themselves are willing to, what the universe would like both of you to do and even wants to help you with, but you're going to have to, commit to that first, affirm it on your own, because again, free will, and the outcome. Okay, so this is you here. Feeling right now of lack. And more earth energy. This is interesting too. Although this is not a court card, so it's not necessarily representative of any given sign or anything. Focusing upon the negative. This is actually what I was just saying to you a moment ago. Focusing upon the negative, or worrying about money or your career, or even like relationships and stuff, and ones that what worked, what didn't work, and the past and stuff. All of that can block your progress. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now, it's not the best time to start your own business or become self-employed or anything. Excuse me. I think my voice and my throat is trying to make a comeback. as part of the testing that I had done in the hospital, I had tubes down my throat. And so my throat has been very irritated. And right now it's not hurting, but it's going through this little transition. So I apologize. Please excuse me. Yeah, we'll have to, work on your thoughts and raising your vibration and uplifting your spirits a little bit before we get back to the business of the manifestation, because we don't want to draw in the wrong things, as I was mentioning before. This soulmate out there in the ethers, and this saying they got something brand new for you. It's going to be good. It's going to be emotionally fulfilling. You're not going to be feeling like this at all around them. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship. So that could be one that you're already in, which we know you're not in, one that gets an injection, right, of better energy. Or for me, it can also be an ex, and reuniting with somebody or something like that. They say a current relationship. But a current relationship doesn't necessarily need to be reborn, right? Unless it's going to be just giving it a boost. This can also be representative of the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. So this person could be somebody who helps you with that as well. But whatever it is, the situation and them in correlation to you, emotionally fulfilling. Them about themselves, 4 of winter. So right now they're in some sort of rest, recovery, meditating on their life too, and trying to make decisions in their life too, what they need, what they don't. Thoroughly think things through before making a decision. Continuing to overanalyze isn't going to get you any closer to a situation or a resolution, but meditation and prayer will bring you the answers you seek. Did I mention I also saw the Queen of Winter? And my first thought was, oh, this might be a mate for him that's also an air sign. We'll see. The union between the two of you as a whole, wow, this would be awesome. 10 of Autumn. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. The 10 of Autumn is all about feeling surrounded by love and security and happiness and family, spending time with folks. That and the Ace of Summer together, really illustrate a beautiful relationship, or at least the potential for one. But both of these cards show people that are working on themselves. That would explain, or should, perhaps why you have not yet come together. Overall, 7 of Winter. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. The 7 of Winter I call a card that represents the energy of joy stealing. And yes, it can absolutely be other people stealing our joy by their actions, by their words. Sometimes it involves actual theft and or loss. When this card shows up. Sometimes as it relates to love, this can be about somebody, again, an ex or something coming back into your life and sitting here, sort of crossing this Ace of Summer, which can definitely be about reunions too. That's quite the possibility. But it also goes toward, as it relates to joy stealing, to us possibly stealing our own joy by lacking confidence, lacking faith, lacking esteem, being fearful, being stuck in ego, or any other negative emotions. that's how we have the potential to, steal our own joy, rob ourselves of opportunity. So again, we want to be mindful of stuff like that. What their higher self would have you do toward this union. And it is, yeah, it's a pick me up. It's an uplifting of a vibe. It's to recognize yourself as like a winner. And here we have this fire energy. You may receive a promotion, be chosen for a scholarship, or find out that you're singled out for special recognition, right? You have to single yourself out though too. You got to see how special you are, and that you're, winning even when the feeling is like this. And that's how we can get this to turn around. When you like look in the mirror and recognize that this is actually what's there, not this. You've done an amazing job and you deserve all of the attention. The Six of Spring is a card of victory. What they are willing to do here. And it's work on their spirits also. This is so matched, well matched. The Four of Summer, or Four of Cups, is about disappointment and melancholy and like, oh, woe is me, and not counting your blessings, and nothing good ever happens to me. Nothing ever comes my way. No use in me even paying attention. Why should I bother even to scratch off my lottery ticket? I never win. And meanwhile, there's a possibility that it is a winner, but like, why should I bother? I'll just presume it's no good and throw it away. That's what this sort of card represents for me. Your responsibilities may distract you from noticing all the gifts that God is presenting to you. Be open to investigating opportunities that come your way. So this person also needs to pick themselves up. And that explains also why this would be crowning, because it's not just one that needs to be aware of this or move beyond this. This is an overall energy because this affects both. What the universe would have the two of you to do, and even wants you to do, and even wants to help you with, but you have to first affirm, is allowing these cycles to end. So what the universe wants you to do is to not try to hold on to anything that's part of these endings. So we saw already evidence that you have several cycles in your life ending with all those nines, and now Major Arcana card, the World, which is another 3 for you, is a card about things coming to an end and the universe sort of helping them to, and helping you to find your way out of them. It can happen, for example, with a job. Now, I myself had the same job for almost 22 years, like just a month or two short of 22 years, and then I got laid off. I knew I should have left that job. I knew it was going nowhere fast, especially after my boss retired. It was a family business, so he was a cousin, the first cousin of the original owner. But he retired, and so sort of reverted back to the original owner, and he gave it to his sons. And the oldest son, Jewish family, the oldest son had the most power, and he hired some guy that we could all see, but apparently he couldn't, was running the company into the ground. It was like the emperor's new clothes, and he was really naked. He thought the guy was magical and wonderful and the best thing since sliced bread, and was throwing money at him and bringing it to him in wheelbarrows, and the rest of us could see that it was actually money that was going in the garbage. And subsequently the company went out of business. That's how the universe helped me out of that job that I should have left a long time ago. It does the same with relationships, living conditions, situations, right? Things that I call it, we overstayed our welcome. And so now the universe is easing us out of that situation. And this is another time, it's funny because it's another 3 for you, because this is another time when patience may be required. We have these situations in our lives where we should have, shoulda, woulda, coulda done something about it. We didn't. And now that something is finally being done about it, now we want to hurry up. Now we're like, let's go. All right, universe, I see what you're doing to me. Yeah, get me out of this. And then it's taking too long. Whereas, you had 10, 20 years yourself to do it. You didn't do it. It's that sort of thing for me, the energy for me. I know other people say, oh, it means the world is at your feet, the world is your oyster. Yeah, I don't care what they say. I'm telling you what it is for me. And it has proved to be true. Also, I like to say that it has a fire element for me. So similar to the other 3 of fire that you already got, this is also a 3 of fire, but a stronger one, that, of course, being major arcana. This is karmic energy. Once it's major arcana, for me, it's the energy of the universe. It's karmic energy, the planets, becoming involved, God becoming involved, the universe becoming involved to make things happen. Things that are out of our hands, out of our free will. We have no control over. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you've set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons that life offered you with grace and courage. And you continue to do that, and you allow for the endings. You commit to allowing for the endings. You affirm, yes, it's in your hands, God. I'm going to let go and let God, however, you want to put it. Handing this over to the universe, commit to that, you'll be very happy with the outcome. And let's see, speaking of the outcome, it is here, boom. 2 of spring, which for a relationship, and particularly the kind of relationships for which I read, divine unions, twin flame relationships, even though I don't like that title. That's what the 2 of spring represents in the tarot. Divine unions, twin flame relationships. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors, or to expand the number of people that are helping you in general. So this can also go back, even though this was sort of a love spread on you and the partner, it can also go back to what I was saying about even for your work or career, a possible collaboration of sorts there too. 2s are also about faith, and faith is a big part of, patience, or vice versa. Right? You have to have that trust and faith that something is going to actually come to pass. Even if we can't see it yet, it hasn't yet taken formation in a tangible way for us. We still have the belief that it is, and we hold on to the intention, and then that is how we end up manifesting it. To come full circle, like the world, back to your original overall energy of the magician and manifestation. That is how we manifest. I'm going to do a similar spread, but more so from the perspective of the universe now, beginning with spiritual growth. And opening to passion, which is another 2 of wands, or 2 of spring, which we just ended on with your outcome type of card for me, with these 2 people wrapped in, a very passionate embrace. That looks like a 2 of fire to me, a 2 of wands for me. And so that's what this card represents. It's called passion. You have to be aware of this. Control. Cut any strings to anything negative, any negative emotion, any negative cords of attachment, ethereal cords to anything or anyone that doesn't serve, our higher purpose or the higher good in general. We want to cut that. Any control we've relinquished to others over our own, ourselves and our dominion, we want to take back. Control. And brunette female, which in this deck for me is a representation of the karmic females in this community. Karmic, the real definition, refers to basically being of the universe and destiny, and containing a lesson, or lessons for us to learn. But in this community, the spiritual community, the divine union community, the twin flame community, karmic has come to be known as like a derogatory term. Well, that's the karmic. That's his karmic. That's her karmic. And so I put it into air quotes in relation to this card, because it represents a karmic kind of feminine energy for me. Not necessarily an actual person, but often, yes, an actual person. And when it is an actual person, often a female, although it does not have to be. And then even further, a female Cancer and or Leo. Could be a Cancer, Leo, Cuspian too, often with this card. Control. So that may have been somebody controlling. And now opening to divine male. Yes, well, yeah, dark male, which does represent the divine masculine for me in this deck. Dark male. So on that note, I'll go ahead and cut. And gifts. So we started with spiritual growth, and now we're on gifts. I think that in large part that is what this gifts represent. It's back to the spiritual gifts and an increase of those. But I am seeing something being exchanged between two people too. So that may be in your near future. Some sort of exchange, an actual gift maybe. Overall energy is still gifts after additional shuffling. Divine being or couple, this can represent, you know, you and that partner as well. Recent past. This would normally be the other person's higher self, but I'm being moved to make it yours, so I'll put one here for her too. All right. Near future. Blocks to individual or shared progress or union. What the masculine can, what the feminine, I'm sorry, can do to help herself, and this can even, maybe I had that Freudian slip, because this can even be your inner feminine. We all have both archetypes, and souls are androgynous. They are neither male nor female. So we all have this inner masculine and feminine. So this could be yours and or hers, representative. And then this also, what the masculine can do to help himself. What the universe again would have both do and wants them to do and wants to help them with, but they have to first affirm, and the outcome. Divine being a couple. Courting man. So dating in your future. Maybe that's what the gift exchange was about. Maybe you get there and you bring some flowers or a bottle of wine or something. I don't know. I just saw, I couldn't even make out what it was. I just saw like an exchange, like one person's hand being out and taking something. So courting man. Nice. Recent past. Young male. I feel this is you, actually. And especially as a Gemini, you could definitely be young male, because we are youthful, we are a mutable sign. But I think it's connected to the spiritual growth and the gifts, the spiritual gifts. You know, I think it's a maturation on the spiritual and emotional level. And just had a birthday too in the recent past, right? Yeah. Near future. Aww. True love. True love. Isn't that awesome there? This is the feminine partner's higher self. Work. She's an earth sign. Or very earth sign-ish. Yeah, okay. With work. Because this work card, it pops up for me. It tends to represent earth signs, particularly Capricorn. Do you have some Capricorn too? I just heard that you might have some Capricorn also. I just heard him too. He's a Capricorn. And I know you're not a Capricorn. So maybe you have some? Maybe. She's even got green eyes. So and work, you know, that's very earth sign-ish. Y'all like to work. I'm calling you one, and I don't even know. Earth signs like to work. They're very dedicated, very committed. Um, I say I'm not one, but actually I'm a Taurus midhaven, and they say our midhaven sign is the one that controls how we approach like day to day life. So I guess my approach to day to day life is that of a Taurus. In any case, this card represents Earth energy for me, particularly the sign of Capricorn, um, not Virgo, Capricorn, and often the planet Saturn. And sometimes it can be representative of restriction and stuff too, and feeling stuck in an area, like like the energy of Capricorn and the Devil from the tarot, and the planet Saturn, which is currently in retrograde in Capricorn. And this is yours here. Oh, family. It's another 3 for you. If you don't manifest something, I tell you, this is really your time. And you can see it's a very positive 3. There are other 3s in this deck that you could have gotten that aren't so pretty. But this is a very beautiful one. And it's another one of those family-oriented cards, and about, unity and collaboration and working with others and getting together. So I like that for you. Blocks to individual or shared progress, long distance. So you haven't come together yet. I think it's literal long distance, but also I want you to see this. What did I say earlier? Seeing the ship on the horizon, and look at this ship here in this picture. 3 sails. It's another like 3 of fire, or maybe earth, pentacles, where your ship is about to come in, but it's going to require some patience. So I think this maid again is on its way to you, on her way to you. Sooner rather than later, but it may require a little bit of patience. What the feminine can do to help herself, however, freedom. So remember I said that this can represent feeling stuck, though, also, like a restrictive energy, Saturn, Capricorn, the Devil. Well, now this card representative is representative for me of a very Aquarian energy, right? Aquarian, the freedom seeker, the great humanitarian. They have to do what makes them happy. They want other people to do what makes them happy. They want free love. They want free living, and then it doesn't matter if every single person is different. They're fine with that. They're willing to be the lone person on an island if that's what it takes. And so that's what she needs to harness, or her higher self needs. That's what she needs to bring down to her lower self and into the 3D and actually make happen. Break free of any control and chains that are restrictive, holding her back. And like I said, the same can go for you. Your inner feminine. Use it to help you to surrender to the universe's will. And what the masculine can do to help himself, boy, you got yourself another 3 here. It is children, which is very representative for me in this deck of the Empress in the tarot. This represents the fertile energy of manifestation, of creation, of co-creation, of fertility in general. Even if as it relates to family, pregnancy, if you wanna work on that, it's a good time when this card shows up. Do you have something? You may have something with your family that you need to work through too, though. In this young male being representative of you, I just got something else having to do with like your own family. With like you being the child. And maybe having to address a situation with your parents. And when I say situation, I don't necessarily mean something negative. Maybe you have to help them with something. Maybe you do have something in your relationship that you have to heal with one or more parents. Maybe they've left you to take care of something, some responsibility. Maybe they've gifted you something. You inherited something from them. I don't want to get stuck here like the feminine, but I was trying to feel more clearly what it is. What the universe wants the two of you to do, and wants to help you with, you know, together, separately, whatever, each of you, is triangle. This is one of the other threes I was talking about. That's not so awesome. But they may want to see you work through some karmic relationships. And how you say? I mean, of course, choose, but choose isn't the word I was looking for. You know, like I don't know, like X people off the list of possibilities, and to focus on, you know, the one. Is what they'd like to help you with. I guess to focus on this or to reach this point. And the outcome. You know, they may want to help you to cut cords, and that can involve family members too. Cut, again, negative cords of attachment, negative emotions. There could be some things, you know, from your past, your childhood, your parents, your siblings, that also has to be healed. Or addressed or worked on. Like I said, it's not necessarily positive. Well, yes, not necessarily positive, but it's not necessarily negative either, is what I meant to say. And I think they want to help you address those things so that you can move beyond that and get to this place where there's a freedom that allows you to, you know, just be love and in love and find love. True gem. So, this could mean so many things. Oh, goodness. I mean, first of all, of course, the obvious, the fact that you're a Gemini, and the outcome would be you finally getting to like be your best you, your truest you, your realest you, even though we are, you know, real, very real, as they say, people, you know, from the onset. Your most genuine self could be, you know, will be lived. Is what this is saying. This can also be connected to gifts sometimes, right? Exchanging gifts or surprises. True gem is connected to surprises and stuff for me too. It's going to be in relation to the other person, you know, similar to true love. You finding somebody genuine, finding somebody that you can go the long haul with, you can trust, you know, you can go the distance. You can go the long distance with, because they are the real deal also. Sometimes it's even like representative of, you know, ultimately like an engagement ring or something for me. You know, a family being formed when true gem shows up. Also, as I'm sure you know, it gives me High Priestess too. And High Priestess always speaks to me about the fact that real G's, in the urban, you know, sense, and as it relates to Gemini, G for Gemini, move in silence. And so we, you know, we observe what we have to do, and what our gut's telling us to do, what our head's telling us to do, what other people are telling us to do, what our intellect is telling us to do, wisdom, lessons that we've learned, and then we put all that together and we think before we take our next step. So I'm guided to do that as well. Now let's look at jobs. So for this, I'm going to do a spread similar to the one I just did, but with my Angels of Abundance cards, beginning with donations, tithing, and charitable work. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you. And know that your generosity will be returned to you many-fold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, and other resources that you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. And opening 2, let go of guilt. Maybe that was the family thing. That can often be the family thing for many of us. When you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done. And trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from your past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. Donations of tithing and conscious consumer. You have the power to heal and to help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply and you purchase only what you need. That speaks to like a minimalist lifestyle, organic minimalist lifestyle. Donations and tithing. Also, words of abundance, which I think is important here. You have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms, and that is what you will attract for yourself. So again, I think that's important based on the cards we've seen for you so far. Also, detox your friendships. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending your time. So be discerning about your associations and your relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive, even if that means family. We have to pull away from family members too, sadly, that are not positive, that are draining, that are energy vampires. I'll do one more. It's words of abundance again. So the angels feel that this is as important as I do for you. God is your source. Everything that you need is supplied by the infinite source of God, and your faith opens the doorway to receive. In God, there's no lack or limitation. Rather, there's plenty of abundance for all to share. And the overall energy is raise or promotion. So, I know that you're currently not working, but I still think you're getting a raise or a promotion. The universe can promote us. God can raise us up. The universe can raise us up. It can promote us, right? It can help us to ascend to a higher level. And then when we do that spiritually, energetically, as it relates to energetic vibration and our dimension of consciousness, then it happens here too. As above, so below. We've seen, I think 4 cards so far suggesting raise or promotion during this reading. The Page of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, something else said promotion, and now this one. I don't remember the other one. And now this one. And we saw that Page of Pentacles several times, or I did. And I saw it even more than you, because I saw it while I was shuffling too. So something definitely on its way. And this is your overall energy now. Congratulations. An increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is the result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work. So here you are, divine being. Recent past, near future, higher self. Blocks to your progress here, abundance flow, but what you can do to help yourself, and what the universe wants you to do and wants to help you with, but you have the first affirm and the outcome. Release jealousy. This could be a family situation too. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something. And the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire you rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. And I know sometimes we all see people that don't seem very deserving, and we know what kind of people we are. So sometimes it can be difficult to not say, like, why do they have that and I don't? But the idea is through the words of abundance to remind yourself that you do. You just haven't manifested it yet. So that's what we got to work on. You do have it. Recent past. Pay yourself first. Make yourself the most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you're paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you'll have the savings to invest in your present and your future. Higher self. Conscious consumer. You have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply and you purchase only that which you need. So again, this is talking kind of like about minimalism, and this is higher self. Blocks to progress. Detox your friendships. This showed up before, right? Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and your relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive of you. That may be why I saw the Queen of Swords when I was shuffling before I started the reading too, because she's good at, cutting people, places, and things that no longer serve her or the higher good out of her life. What you can do to help yourself, other than that specifically, what else can you do to help yourself to move yourself forward? It is the power of prayer. So this is another message about manifestation, about focused intentions, about prayer, yes, about dreams, goals, writing things down and, committing to them, making a vision board, putting messages on sage and burning it, on bay leaves and burning it. I write whole notes to the universe, whole letters to the universe. Dear Mother and Father. I mean, really, like I'm writing, like I'm going to mail it. And then I set it on fire. Some people choose to keep these things and put it in what they call a God box or any kind of, place where you save your keepsakes, as they say. I'm a bit of a pyromaniac, so I like to burn it and send it up into the ethers. I feel like it's going, it's going to them that way. Give this situation to God. I used those words before too, didn't I? I think so. Give this situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayer. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance that God gives to you in response for those prayers. What else you can do to help yourself? It is visualize abundance in all forms. And I just say make like a vision board so that you can visualize these things. Yes. God gave you such great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful. So this is what I was talking about before too, when I said hold on to the intention, the focused intention. So hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, healthful, positive, and filled with blessings. And that is what you will experience. I like when the cards come through and, substantiate, reconfirm that, which I've already put out there. What the universe wants to help you with, but you have to first affirm. It is employment change. I told you. I felt this for you. Universe wanting to move you into something else. And again, it may be your own business. It may be some sort of project, group project, partnership, collaboration of some sort. These are the things that I was feeling. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you to release the old and to welcome the new. You're being supported each step of the way. So leaving your past employment situation was releasing the old, or at least in part. And, you know, it's part of helping you to transition to the next phase of your life. So it's a good thing. It's a positive thing. Near future. What can we look forward to in this area? Near future. Bountiful nature. Spending time in nature helps you to shift to a higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and walk or hike with your pet. Meditate beneath a tree. Garden. Sit under the stars. Or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. And this card brings in that earth energy again, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and spending time not just with nature, but Mother Nature, and or nurturing yourself. And if you can't spend that time outside with nature, maybe consider bringing nature to you. Putting a plant in your home, a pet. What else do we have from outside that we can bring inside? Again, different, things that you can burn, that you can dry and then burn. And, so it's to cleanse the air, things like that. And the outcome. Wow, I love this. God is your source. I think I talked about source today too during this reading. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God. And your faith opens the doorway to receive. Remember, twos are about faith. In God, there is no lack. So that 5 of Pentacles that represented you in the other spread, that there's no such thing that doesn't exist in this realm. Right? Once you put your mindset here. There is no lack. There is no limitation. Rather, there is plenty of abundance for all to share. So like everybody can eat. So it's really about a mind shift more than anything else that you have to do. It's really about a mind shift and to being, more conscious of when the mind may be allowing negative thoughts or words, to be thought or to be spoken over your life. Like, I was with my son earlier, and we were talking about the differences like between my generation and his, and he was going to a bar. He was planning to just have a couple of drinks on, by himself and then, come home. And I said, oh, you might meet somebody, whatever. And he was like, nah, that's not going to happen. And I looked at him and I knew right away, he got the look that I was saying. Like, we don't use the words like that around me, like not going to happen and whatever. Not that he needed to meet somebody, but we just don't use words that have, that negate something, that have a negative connotation. We don't use words like can't and, won't and stuff. So he said, okay, I'm open to that happening. He changed it, I'm open to that happening, but I would be surprised. And I said, okay, that's all right. I didn't even have to say anything for him to know what, like, as soon as I shot him the look, one of those mom looks. He was like, all right, I get it. All right, I'm not, I take that back. Wow. It doesn't matter how many times I shuffled, all that kind of stuff. You keep getting the same cards. The Princess of Autumn is back. So again, this earth energy. It's very important. Now, this is just, like I said, substantiating, reconfirming the importance of earth energy around you. And that you may be welcomed by some new earth energy. You may meet somebody of the earth element. Maybe specifically a Virgo, again, with the princess continuing to show up, the more youthful, or maybe somebody who, again, has earth traits, is generous, is grounded, is practical, is, nurturing, likes to be out, spend time outdoors, in nature, eat organic, or live an organic like lifestyle in general. be a conscious consumer, all those kind of things that go along with earth. And, you know, even if they're, you know, your age or older, still like a youthful kind of person too. Lighthearted, fun-spirited. Yeah, it's reconfirming the importance of those sort of things for you, the nature. Meditation even too. So very nice. This is Major Arcana card 20. It's called Renewal in this deck, but it's actually Judgment in the traditional tarot. And Judgment is about a few things. It's about abundance that is earned, first and foremost for me. So that can be, you know, money, material, love, abundance in all its forms that is earned, either through labor, right? Some sort of labor, effort, work, and or our karma, our good karma, the positive energy that we put out there warrants us to receive this abundance. And it can involve a promotion and raise and bonus and new job and, you know, all of these things that the universe can provide for us too. So eventually, if you don't see it here, but you get it from up there, eventually it'll manifest here too, because again, as above, so below. As it relates to relationships, this card can be about a crossroad that we've come to and we're deciding, like, where do we go from here, if anywhere? And some of us, you know, we're going to the top, we're going all the way. And that is what earth energy represents too, longevity, right? The likelihood of being able to stand the test of time. You know, there's value here, there's worth here. We understand also that we're deserving, right? That we earn this. Again, we're deserving. We earn this through doing the inner work, doing the meditation, doing the prayer, being patient, being practical, putting positive energy out there. We took all the steps. This card is also about judgment. You know, like we saw a card that said to let go of guilt feelings. So that would be like not to be overly judgmental, not only of other people, but of yourself too. And to like beat yourself up and berate yourself and to feel guilty about things that you can't control. So we want to release all that kind of stuff when you see judgment show up. It can also be about second time around, second chances in, you know, any area of your life. Second chances in love, like again, reuniting with somebody, getting back together with somebody. Second chances in other areas of your life too. Things that you know, something has come back around to you. It's another opportunity. Also, judgment for me represents the planet Pluto and the sign of Scorpio, which it rules. So it's like death and rebirth, letting go of something, here comes something. Also, from my, what I call the hashtag creepy deck, it's another 3 of fire for you. Right? This fiery card called Dating Queen. She's here in all red, and it's all with this all red background. There's red roses and red bouquet of flowers. I think I talked about gifting somebody flowers too earlier when the gift card popped up. There's also a gift, a package here, so it can be related to that too, to the courting man that we saw in that other spread. But also she has 1, 2, 3 suitors. So that combined with all this red to me is like another 3 of fire. I think the third one for you in this reading. Having seen the world, the actual 3 of fire. Then we saw that the card with the distance with the 3 sails, the boat with the 3 sails in the distance. That was kind of like a 3 of fire too. And now this one. I think more importantly, we've seen a bunch of 3s. So again, 3s about creativity. They're about the creator and creation. So many, many things. The Trinity, spirituality, abundance, fertility, mother energy, that like a very Empress-like energy. Empress also connected to Venus, which is the ruler of Taurus. So perhaps again, earth energy, and certainly mothering. That's what mothers do. That's what, you know, that's the female nature, to nurture. You guys protect, we nurture. So more of that coming through with the 3. And maybe meeting people. This may be, you know, depicting meeting people also. It's another 3. It's another 3. This card is very Three of Cups like, you know, from the tarot for me. The Three of Cups in the tarot is about being social, you know, getting out there, out into the world. Like my son was saying, my generation doesn't meet people in person. We meet people online, you know. But it's about getting out there. Like, you know, love is not going to fall from the sky and land on your couch, you know. You got to be in it to win it, like the lottery. But it's very Three of Cups for me. And there's 3 hands in the air, fingers in the air here too. The Three of Cups energy for me also can be about reuniting with people. If it's not romantic, you know, reuniting with friends even. And that can lead to something else. They can introduce you to somebody, or while you're out with them, you can meet somebody. This is how these things happen. So this is a card that guides you to be social. Also, you may be celebrating something, and maybe that's what the gifts are about. There may be cause for celebration coming up for you. From the Abundance Angels, savings. As you consistently save for your future is saved. You do your future self a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds. This is a part of yourself and your self-care, and a path to feeling secure as you focus upon your life purpose. That's very earth sign too. Your self-care, that's the nurturing. Feeling secure, that's being grounded and sensible and logical. Not necessarily air sign traits. So you want to be conscious of the need for that. And lastly, obstacles and blocks are lifted. Amen. All your good personal work, right? Abundance that is earned. Isn't that what I just said? All that work and positive energy, that causes a shift. And it helps you to overcome previous obstacles and blocks. They're all lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. So that's what you have to look forward to. And, you know, again, this is reconfirmed too. Not only did I say it, but it came up in 2 cards here in your advice. So I'm excited for you, you know, and I definitely feel something for you in terms of, I don't know what kind of job, maybe you can tell me, but I definitely feel something, that there was a purpose for all of that. So I hope that you find your reading helpful and that you enjoy it. I appreciate you having me do it. Namaste.